Out of about 500 miles, I'm on motor number 7. What's up, guys? We're out here in Phelan, California to check out Kenny's truck. This thing is a beast, man. Kenny has been to hell and back with this thing, getting all the trolls and demons out of the motor, freaking making it happen. Absolute dedication from this man. So I think it's time for me to shut up so we can check it out. What? This thing is so rad. I'm so stoked that you like kept the cab going. That's all that's standing left on the freaking pretty much street legal, I mean, people would say trophy truck. I actually bought this truck brand new off the lot. No way. Believe it or not. In 2005, bought it brand new, and I was watching you guys and said, you know, someday that's gonna be me. And I finally just said, you know what, this is it. This is the truck, and it started snowballing really quick and turned it into a pre-runner, and next thing you know, dude, this isn't a snowball, this is an avalanche, dude. Look at this thing, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Honestly, when I was watching you guys back in the day, I went, you know what? I want to do that, and I'm kind of that guy that when I jump into something, I don't like to waste money on buying something. I want to just buy the best part and be done with it. And that's pretty much what I did. I bought all the biggest, baddest parts I could. And, you know, sometimes I didn't on accident, and it was kind of a learning curve. Okay. But it is what it is, and I've beefed up the parts since. And it's funny, I've got a friend that literally tells me, oh, you front halved it, back halved it, middle halved it, top halved it, bottom halved it. You just halved it too many times. Just constantly rebuilding, adjusting. And in all reality, it's turned into the amazing truck it is now. That's awesome. Unreal. That's really cool. So were you always into motorsports or riding? I mean, obviously you got the freaking, the 650 right here, the Baja winning bike. But I mean, is that like something that you've always done, or? It's always been in my blood. My grandfather was rated #1 in desert racing back in the Triumph days. My dad was a factory Honda rider. He got the first quad ever made. He's got sport championships. It's actually sitting out in the shed out there. Yeah, it's just kind of in my blood, and you know, I wanted to race Baja and was set up to do it one year on a bike, and I was going to solo it, and the motor let go 2 weeks before the race, so that kind of threw that out, and I just kind of gave up on bikes at that point and said it's time to put a cage around myself, and that's when this just kind of went down that road. Then it just went, yeah. So take us through this thing, man. What do you got in the front? Like who built this beast? I mean, so as you guys can see, holy freaking crap, this is amazing, man. So I was gonna build the entire front end on my own. I had the Blitzkrieg Motorsports hubs, and I talked to Nate, great guy, and he just made me a killer deal I couldn't pass up and sold me the entire bulkhead. From there, I built my own arms and spindles, and hell yeah, man. And I mean, and so the bulkhead is basically where all the front suspension ties into, which is replaces your frame. Your frame. It becomes your new frame. And at that point, you got to push the motor back, and motor went back, I believe, 20 inches. So from there, how much travel are you getting out of this thing, man? The front end at the straps is 26 inches, which is unreal. That's wild. I can't feel anything in the front. It just takes anything I throw at it. What's your shock package on this thing? I'm running all Fox, 3.0 coilovers, 3.5s up front, and 4.4s in the rear. And then what hubs are you running on this thing? The hubs are all the Blitzkrieg Motorsports. They're a little dirty, obviously. You can't see them, but... Right on. But they're Blitzkrieg in there. Yes. And man, they have been phenomenal. Can't argue with them. And then you got the house steering over here? Yes. Nice, man. This is a true center mount, like pretty much trophy truck right here, you guys. This is as real as it gets. And it's crazy that like this class, the 1400 open class, right? Is that what people call it? At this point, it's a 400 Pro. 400 Pro, okay. So 400 Pro is... It's actually steel cab operational doors. Okay. And other than that, it's unlimited. Okay. That's insane, dude. So that's pretty much why it's like a trophy truck. Yeah. I mean, I hate to keep throwing that term around, but I mean, as you guys can see, this thing's out of control. Man. And then like the spindle's just so beefy, man. Looks incredible. And you just had this thing shock tuned, right?
Yeah, Keith Marigold, can't say enough about that guy. Holy,
he knows what's up.
Yeah.
And Barstow, Maine is the ultimate proving grounds, man. We actually got to catch up with the boys out there. Maybe we could check out some of those clips, but the truck was just eating up everything. Ken kind of has had some issues with the motor. I think like a lot of the pre-runner community and a lot of people know, this guy's been through hell and back with this motor, man. It's been tons of rebuilds, new motors, everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like...
Yeah, it was pretty much, I'd put a new motor in it, and not the motor builder's fault. It was 100%. I built the first two motors myself. You know, it was just dumb luck. Things that, you know, somebody else, the guy who built the transmission, put too much pressure in the transmission and shoved the crank forward and wasted all the thrust bearing, and you know, that was one motor. And then I rebuilt the next motor, and literally I fired it up and it spun a cam bearing.
Oh my God.
So it was pull the second motor out at that point. And
yeah.
You know, then the third motor was I got bad gas, and it just, you know, washed a valve and washed a piston and torched a hole in the piston, and every time it's been, I get 40 miles out of the motor and
boom.
Boom. Yeah, I think now out of about 500 miles, I'm on motor number 7.
Wow.
So it's been, you know, it's so hard to motivate you to keep pushing, because it's...
Well, financially stressful. Just unbelievably, right? And then so what motor do you have right now? What's working? And then like what kind of power are you looking at with that thing?
It's actually an LSX block. So it's basically an LS motor. But the LSX block never came in any production vehicles. It was a race block. So it's a lot stronger, and you can put more power to it. It's a full stroker motor. It's up to a 442 cubic inch motor. Runs on race gas. The motor, it puts out somewhere around 670 torque and 660 horsepower.
Damn, dude.
So
that's a beast.
It moves.
And then who built this one, or which motor is this?
This I actually got from someone else.
Okay.
Danzio built this motor.
Cool, man. So I guess we'll hop to the rear real quick. Check this out. Super clean setup again. You know, you got this bumper going on back here. But like I said, you're going to be moving. I'm sure not too many people are going to be catching you anymore, man. Nice dual spare setup. And then what kind of cell is that?
It's a Harman Racing cell.
Okay.
Originally, when I started building this truck, it was intended to be a fun pre-runner to take out on the weekend.
Okay.
Before it escalated crazy, and unfortunately I bought too small of a fuel cell, so pretty soon I've got the entire truck is set up to take a 95 gallon fuel cell.
Oh, nice.
So I'm getting to that point really soon where the 50 gallons coming out, and it's going to go to a 95.
Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Horsepower,
yeah.
I don't get very far.
Oh, what do you think's your miles per gallon? What do you think?
I get in between 2 and 2.5 miles per gallon. It disappears faster than you could ever imagine.
You got your jack right here, and then what rear end is this?
The rear end, actually, I don't even know.
Oh, really? You just bought it from somebody?
I bought it from a guy, and that's the last thing on my list besides the fuel cell. I need to go to a 4-inch housing.
Okay, what do you have right now?
It's 3.5. It's got 40 spline axles.
Oh, okay.
Which is great. I haven't had a single issue, but I'm sure in the future I'm gonna have an issue.
Right,
so I would rather, pretty soon I need to get to the point of changing it out.
And then the same hubs in the back here?
Yep, BMS hubs. Once again, can't argue with those. They've been amazing.
So is there any stock frame left on this thing?
No.
No, it's all tube chassis, huh?
Full tube chassis.
That's wild, man. And then what are you cycling in the rear?
The rear, I'm actually cycling 26. I wanted it to be up at 30, but unfortunately I had some issues getting shocks. When I was trying to buy shocks, they just didn't have them, and they told me it was going to be a 6-month wait. So I ended up just finding
the shocks that worked with it?
Yeah, I went out to Geyser, and they had a set of 16-inch shocks laying around.
Okay.
So I bought those, and unfortunately I wish I had 18s now, because I really need to get the 18s on there, but you saw the truck, it's working.
You're making it work, dude.
It's
unbelievable. You kind of want to show us through the inside of this thing?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Let's check it
So
out.
doors still work, believe it or not.
Hell yeah.
Somehow. Not that there's a whole lot.
Dang,
left.
you guys can see where all this is at right here. Straight up race
Yeah, it's
truck,
kind of
man.
turned into just, originally it was a 3-seater, and I redesigned the truck and shortened it and said it's more of a 2-seater now.
Right.
No more 3 seats.
You got everything you need right here. Well, dude, this looks super clean and spacious in here too. Man, this is incredible, man. You did such a great job on this, Ken.
Thank you.
Seriously.
So pretty much all my gauges and GPS are in front of the passenger for the reason
Right.
I can't pay attention when you're doing 100 miles an hour.
No.
He's got to pay attention for me, and when you get in the dust, he's got to be able to watch the GPS and tell me if I'm on course.
Is this an iPad?
Yes, it's actually an iPad. Originally, I had a Lawrence in there, and
Dude, everybody's doing the iPad.
well, the hard drive took a crap, and they stopped making the hard drive, so I switched over to the tablet and went with Lead Nav, and I'm so glad.
Yeah, it's good?
It is amazing.
Lead Nav, huh? So that's just a program you download into the iPad and
Correct.
it's ready to go.
Correct, and it works phenomenal.
Yeah, dude, and this is huge, dude. This is a big screen.
Still
It's
a
really
big screen, so
Heck yeah.
works great.
And then you have all the gauges over here for them to kind of check out.
Yep,
when
he's
you're
got all
ready.
the gauges to take care of on his part, so he makes sure he doesn't blow up my expensive motor.
Oh my God, right? Exactly.
I've been through enough of those.
And it looks like it's fairly easy to work on to like just pull stuff out because the Zeus tabs, all this stuff, it looks pretty accessible.
I tried to keep everything. Obviously, I've been around racing, and that's why a lot of changes have happened on the truck. It's kind of, when it was supposed to be a toy, I wasn't so worried about it, and now that it's more of a race truck, I've kind of made it everything more easily accessible.
Right.
So if you pull into a pit and you need to do something, you
ready.
can do it, and it's fairly easy to do.
And this thing's carbureted, right?
Yes, I'm actually running a carburetor.
Okay.
Once again, so many motor issues.
Right.
I was chasing down what I thought was a bad computer or an electrical issue, and
You just kind of feel it's more simple in a sense, right?
Exactly. I finally said, I'm making the switch. I'm done with the fuel injection. Hopefully it'll just solve everything, and so far I haven't had any issues with it. So
Hell yeah, man. Ken, thank you so much, man, for taking us around this thing. It has been awesome. Man, you did such an incredible job. Again, we're so stoked for you, man, just to make this dream come true. I think it's time to go play, dude. I think we got to go find some desert.
oh, I'm all about it.
Let's do it, dude. These guys are going to take
therapy.
us. Yeah, dirt therapy, man. We're going to head out to some of the hills out here, and we're going to head out to some of the local deserts out here in Phelan. A lot of the local guys are with us, so hopefully maybe that'll be next week's episode. Check it out, guys. Later, man.